Republican lies about, they constantly lie, and their pew just eat it up, right? This one is going to be the lies about the economy. The truth of the matter is the economy under Biden is doing great in the aggregate. We have select places that aren't, and most people actually think their position is great, but that somehow other people are having problems. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side, because the Biden economy, while I have a lot of problems with our economic system proper, within the context of the current economic system, what Biden has done with the stimuli, with the building the chips over here, the chips program, and also with the infrastructure bill, etc., has really started to have an effect on the economy, and we really got a soft landing. I want you guys to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
The World Bank has upgraded its outlook for the global economy and said the impressive U.S. economy is powering the world. Their latest outlook estimates the global economy will expand 2.6%. That's up from a predicted 2.4%. According to the World Bank's chief economist, the U.S. economy has shown impressive resilience. Growth has remained buoyant in the teeth of the fiercest monetary policy tightening in 4 decades. In addition, the U.S. economy is one of the reasons the World Bank expects the global economy will enjoy some upside potential over the next 2 years. This, as the bank's deputy chief economist called the U.S. economic growth exceptional. Steve Ratner, you noted on social media, quote, since the end of 2019, America's economy has grown by about 8% in real terms. Meanwhile, the euro area has expanded by only 3%, Japan a piddling 1%, and Britain, not at all. America is the only big economy that is back to its pre-pandemic growth trend. So, fair to say, there are still some people who are suffering the impact. They really feel inflation. A lot of people, young people can't buy homes. There are certain sectors that are still seeing a lot of struggle for Americans in terms of their financial security. But overall, the U.S. economy is headed in the right direction. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, Mika, I think what you went through in your intro there is exactly right. The U.S. economy is, by any measure, certainly among the major economies, the strongest economy in the world in terms of growth, in terms of job creation, in terms even of incomes after inflation for average Americans, including innovation industries, as I talked about before. The tech industry is booming because of AI and some other things. But also let's remember a couple things to note. First of all, we had a really good CPI release yesterday where the CPI didn't go up at all the last month, one of the best months we've had in quite a while. That actually led the Fed to be more optimistic about interest rate cuts. There's a 70% probability, according to the market, that we'll get our first interest rate cut in September, which would be good for the economy and good for the president, because that would obviously be right up in the run-up to the election. You do see signs here of increasing feeling of positivity toward the economy in various consumer surveys. Consumer sentiment surveys have turned positive. But there are things like grocery prices. Grocery prices have been down in grocery stores for 4 months in a row. Food prices are down year over year. Yes, there was a huge amount of inflation relative to anything people of most ages had ever seen before, but it has come down very, very dramatically and is getting close to that 2% target. And what people also don't appreciate, for example, is that over the past year, the average worker has done better after inflation in terms of wage increases. And I'll say it again, over the past year, the average American's purchasing power has gone up. Not necessarily a huge amount, but something. And so this is a message that just needs to get out there about the fact that we're actually doing okay. Yes, there's an issue about first-time home buyers with mortgage rates still so high. Plenty of things to worry about, the deficit and the debt, which Joe and I have talked about for so many years. But we are the strong man of the world from an economic point of view, no doubt about it.
Our economy is doing very well compared to other economies. and not only compared to other economies, but in the aggregate for people. Now, the wealth disparity, income disparity, all of that is ridiculously horrendous. But that isn't a Biden problem. That is a problem systemic to capitalism that needs mitigation. And those are the things we talk about when we talk about how to solve these problems. And in fact, I wrote a book called How to Make America Utopia. And the reason I wrote How to Make America Utopia was exactly that. When I talk about, the economic system itself is what's flawed. Not what the president has to finally do is get the pelotas to say we need to revamp this entire economic system so that it serves us all. And that is what we're missing.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.